Transition is an interactive installation that encourages stillness in the viewer. The installation consists of a reflecting pool that contains an intricate piece of decorative architecture. Animated Persian floral patterns are projected into the pool and onto the architecture in the depths, while spoken poetry is played as audio. When visitors enter the space, their presence causes the video and audio to switch. As the viewer keeps moving, the content flips, never getting past the first small snippet. Participants need to calm their physical selves in order to allow the animation and the audio to be fully realized. This physical quietness can translate into a calmer emotional and mental state. The audio and animations are created to instill a feeling of contemplation. The rhythmic poetry in the audio matches the rhythm in the animation. The floral patterns are animated, linking movements with the stillness required to see them. The movement in both the animations and the poetry reinforces the transition between still and moving. Animated Persian floral patterns were used for their relevance to the architectural piece and for their mesmerizing and meditative qualities. Floral patterns can be animated in different ways. One way is to illustrate the design process used by the traditional artists. Animating these patterns in different ways is a scientific challenge because of their puzzling geometry and complex structure. Another technique for animating is visualizing the symmetries by dynamically extending a simple motif into a final complex pattern. These geometric abstractions of the planetary elements have been used to decorate and illuminate poems, religious books, carpets, and architectural elements. These dynamic animations lead to new possibilities for learning and understanding the mysterious geometry of the Persian floral pattern. Each pattern requires fine-tuning and adjustments in the controlling procedure for things like pivot point and axis of rotation in the transformation procedures for each specific pattern. The straightforward animation allows for illustrating the structure of the pattern. The simple animation is then changed to have more aesthetic interest. The installation uses non-explicit interaction. This is when viewers do not have to be active participants. Viewers don't need to touch in order to interact. The goal is to encourage the visitor to enter into a more contemplative state. Having active interaction, where the viewer is required to manipulate a device, would be contrary to this quiet state. The piece changes again when there's more than one person in the space. The viewers must negotiate commonality. If even one person is moving, the animation and audio will change. There's a marked difference between a single visitor and a group. A single visitor can choose to enter a quiet state at any time. With a group of visitors, the whole group must be still for the piece to be fully realized. In this way, the group will have to negotiate the proper approach to the pool. A reflecting pool is the basis for the installation, with the view that reflecting pools are meant to reflect the world around them, as well as act as a portal into another world under the water. The surface of the water is the transitional point between these two dimensions and shows both the reflected world and that beneath at the same time. Reflection can mean mirror, or it can mean contemplation. This is the intent of the pool, to act as a mirror for the viewer and as a place for meditation for the visitor. The Muqarnas is a decorative element that is frequently seen in domes, vaults, and pendentives. Their fascinating beauty, puzzling geometry, and rich symmetries are a source of dynamism. The repetition of a motif in a rotational or translational way creates the feeling of rhythmic transition between stillness and movement. The construction of a single piece is described in a book by a famous master Muqarnas craftsman. The traditional language and descriptions were translated, formalized into current scientific language by designing a geometric algorithm. The algorithm was implemented as a computer model. A clay model was created using the traditional descriptions and the computer model for reference. A Muqarnas is most often looked at from below, where the complex structure captivates viewers. Turned upside down, the Muqarnas becomes a vessel. The overturned Muqarnas propels up, calming the movement implicit in the structure.
عشق جگرخوار مرا، یار تویی غار تویی، خواجه نگهدار مرا. نوح تویی، روح تویی، فاتح و مفتوح تویی، سینه مشروح تویی، بر در اسرار مرا. نور تویی، سور تویی، دولت منصور